My husband became controlling after we had our son. WIBTA if I left him. I 35F and my husband 32M had our son 2.5 years ago. We have been married for 5 years total and together for 4 prior to marriage. Before having kids we had trouble conceiving and had 2 traumatic miscarriages. After our son was born, he had a rare condition that went undiagnosed for the first 8 months of his life that caused him to scream in pain all hours of the day and night. That's another story. Through all of this my husband's way of coping has been to try and control everything he can, as so much has been out of our control. He has gotten so bad now though that he is controlling every aspect of our life and it feels like he doesn't even trust me to parent our own son. He is obsessive over every aspect of our son's life, from what he is allowed to eat, to what activities he is allowed to participate in. Screen time is prohibited aside from rare occasions, and most of all he is super regimented about his bedtime routine and naps. I've tried to give him the space and rope to allow him to work through what we went through. Up until recently I've let him put our son to bed as a part of his routine. Recently son has been asking for me to tuck him in. Tonight was my last straw. I snuggled our son into bed, gave him some snuggles and kisses and asked him about his day. Before leaving the room my son asked me to leave the door open a crack, so I did. Seems like a reasonable request. My husband was pissed. Why did you do that, etc., etc. The kicker is that he never sees his fault in the situations because his way is best. He has been angry at me all night and went to bed without speaking to me the entire night. I'm so tired of walking on eggshells around every aspect of our life. This is only one small example of how I have to tread lightly day to day to make sure I'm doing everything the right way. It's exhausting. I've fantasized about getting a divorce as so many days I feel like it would just be easier to parent separately. But he is a great father and has technically not done anything wrong. He has never been unfaithful, and he genuinely wants what's best for our son. I also know how traumatic divorce can be for kids, especially at this developmental stage where kids need both parents for different reasons. I've tried to give things time for him to process and come around, but it doesn't seem to be helping. He refuses to attend therapy about it as he says it won't work for him. I also still love him and want the life and future that we always talked about building together. What do I do? How long do I let this go on for, or how can I take back power in the situation? I don't want my son to grow up seeing me treated this way.